One of the things that we'll talk today is a path to autonomous data trust management, right? Because we are in insurance, the trust means a lot. Um, a quick exercise for you. Everybody uses ChatGPT. Assuming, just go ahead and type, draw a person writing with left hand, and see what comes out. And you'll be surprised. You would actually see this. You would see a person writing with right hand. What does this clearly tell you? Basically tells you that, the data is key to everything. If you have a clean data, a good data, the outcome is going to be what you're going to be predictive, right? So with this, let's understand more from an insurance perspective what really happens. There is certainly a hidden leak in the insurance, right? In insurance, every risk is calculated. It's precise, there are numbers, but there's one leak that no one fully sees. Every year, insurers, they lose millions, not to the fraud or catastrophe, but to something way, way simpler, which is a bad data. But data should be the most reliable asset. Yet too often it's the weakest link, right? We don't take that so seriously. And it's time we talk about the hidden leak that's quietly draining the trust. And I'm going to continuously talk about trust till the end, right? Because it's insurance. Next, when the data betrays the business, what really happens? Now think about how data flows from insurers for broker submissions to underwriting, to claims, to renewal. Now imagine this journey when one customer record is duplicated, or a claim date is off, or a risk score is missing. Tiny cracks like this can create ripples across teams, systems, and decisions. And they slow claim process, queuing prices, and confuse customers. And suddenly the business you thought was data-driven is no more data-driven. It's actually data broken, right? What would be the impact? Of course, everyone knows there is an impact to your reputation, your revenue, but here what really means, right? Inaccurate data that can lead to underpricing risk or overpaying claims. Last year alone, the data errors cost global insurance about $1 billion fine. But the biggest loss is not just the fine, it's actually the trust, right? So when the custom claims gets delayed, the data gets mismatched, customer comes back and tells you, the customer doesn't know that it's the data problem. It's basically the trust that has an impact. Now, what if a system that can heal itself? And this is exactly what we asked. What if, rather than chasing these errors, if the system can guide you and fix it way upfront from the data production itself, before it hits the data consumer end, can it be fixed? And that's the journey that we in DQLabs really took, where we connect DQLabs to every part of the data journey, right from your source till the consumer, where you look at analytics report and you make decisions. And these checks that DQLabs does is essentially what really brings in the trust, right? So DQLabs is an agentic AI data observability and data quality platform. And it's basically built for insurance trust. So data is horizontal, but when it's horizontal, I can also make it very, very specific for insurance, right? You have your claim process, you have underwriting, you have brokerage, but these are all business terms. But at the end, the back end of all these processes that you have is data, right? Data is stored somewhere, right? Technically, it's probably stored in Databricks, Snowflakes, Microsoft technology. But how do we make sure that all of these data, you're continuously monitoring the health of the data and seeing if it is fit for the purpose, right? Always look at the data more from a fit for the purpose, and that's exactly what DQLabs does, and it brings in the data trust at the end of the day. Now, where are we really moving? The legacy way was more reactive. We are actually moving to proactive. And it's a simple three-step process. Step one, you continue to observe. And what you do, you basically observe your data at every stage of your process that it flows through. And second, you learn. And as you learn, you basically start seeing anomalies. And once you start seeing anomalies, and that's where the system has to really prompt and say, something is going wrong, go ahead and look at it. But is it enough? That's not enough. We also need to make sure that, can the platform also act? And yes, it can act. You can also look at these errors and start fixing it. So simple, just follow these simple three steps: observe, learn, and act. Now, and this is not theory, right? And this has been implemented, this has been proven, and we have seen tremendous improvement, right? One of the global insurers reduced claims processing by 78%. There was high accuracy. But more than numbers, these companies now have the very foundation, which is, again, I call trust, data trust. What is really going to be the vision of Insurance 2030, right? It's going to be powered by data, right? We all agree. It's all going to be data, right? So as underwriting processes are going to be completely automated, AI will underwrite risks, IoT will assess damage, claims will process instantly. But all of that only works when your underneath data is right. And the future of insurance is not just digital, it's more autonomous. And that's where DQLabs as a platform is also moving towards a place where it's more autonomous data management. Now, why does it really matter to anyone, right? Why do we really have to move to an autonomous way? End of the day, then insurance runs on the trust between the customer and the carrier, right? And there is a decision behind every the data. And when the data is accurate, it brings in more confidence, it brings in more trust, right? So every policy, remember, behind every policy there is a promise, and this data should not let you down. And clear data is how insurers keep their word. So we are not just here to fix the data at the end of the day, because I always look at technology platform, but what can it do to the business? And that's where DQLabs as a platform, we are here to restore the foundation of insurance, and that's trust. And my last word is, insurance runs on volume of data, right? Quantity of data. And what I would say is, yes, it is quantity of data, but it's the right time you start looking at quality of data. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me.